Y'all niggas got me hot. Yeah.
Biggity biggity mic check. Yes. You are now tuned into the Rare Podcast, and of course, it is your host with the most, NK, aka NK Flows, aka the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour. You done know the thing already. And of course, I'm always joined by my lovely co-hosts.
That will never get old.
I'm with Ashley,
Hello, everybody.
Jackson,
Hello, guys.
Shona.
Hi.
First and foremost, yeah, I just like to complain about the London weather before we start about
Trash.
this. Because
Horrid.
a few weeks ago, yeah, it was mad sunny.
On 420 it was mad sunny and hot.
Oh my gosh, high.
But now-
dark.
Weather was.
But now it wants to be
Beautiful.
doing up rain. It wants to be doing up higgy hagger,
Wasn't it 2 days
bipolarism.
ago that it was hailstones?
Today it was
Fam.
hailstones.
That was hailstones.
Today was hailstones today.
Yeah, imagine.
2 days, and it was
I
fun
left my
now.
house, Clear skies.
Clear.
Went to the shop, rain.
Rain.
Went
You
back
see-
to the
And it's not even like it's little rain. It's
rain.
hard rain.
This is
Bare
when you
gal-
keep in
bare-
movies.
It was on the time my
I
hair
feel
was
sorry
out
for the
natural.
gal them in wigs, fam.
Shredded.
Nah, not even wig girl.
Isn't that
It's
shrinkage?
the natural hair.
The
Not
natural
shrinkage,
girl.
fam. It went.
Fella, it's okay.
Oh yeah, you came in on a whole scarf on your head, thing, fam. That was-
We don't play them games.
Let's get right into today's topic. Yeah, is on representation. Is representation in media forced? Is it needed? Is it not that deep of an issue? Like for me, obviously, in the past couple weeks, past couple years, we've been screaming out for representation. Remember the whole Oscar so white thing that was going on, and people were saying that people of minorities need to be represented. But now I think, yeah, looking back, we had bare representation. Because when I look back at Disney Channel, yeah, we used to have shows like That's So Raven.
Did you see
Best
Zack
show,
and Cody?
best show on Disney.
Yo, do you know Zack and
100%.
Cody? You see how it was Brenda's song was the
Yeah.
Asian, but she was dumb. Maddie was the blonde, and she was smart.
Smart.
So it was different. It was like, and then the mom, single mother. I remember.
And she was
yeah,
white.
Exactly. Mr.
With
Mosey
twins.
running the hotel. Esteban. Like they had everybody there. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I feel like when we're saying that there's no representation now, but when I look back at the old media we used to consume, even Keenan and Kel, fam, like two black brothers, like all that show, like when I look about the media we used to consume, yeah, I'm like, fam, there was bare representation back then. So why is it now, yeah, that people are screaming there's no representation? Or why is it now that Hollywood has suddenly changed and said, nah, we're not showing these people anymore? Because when I look at Disney Channel now, yeah, it's the same bowl cut,
Oh, you bust central.
blonde boys, and it's
Well,
like
you are the white whisperer.
Tisha,
Yeah.
Becky.
In love of the great things.
Wow.
You're supposed to be defending me.
Listen, yeah.
You know
But
when
like-
you can't defend because
I can't defend that still.
it's
But like,
alright
what?
though.
But what do you think?
Ratings to the end. Amen.
But like, what do you lot think about like the current climate of like entertainment now? Yeah, do you feel like minorities have been underrepresented, specifically people of color? Do you feel like we're being underrepresented now, or is it not that deep?
When it comes to that, I feel like, in a way, we have, but I feel like it's stuff like when it comes to like when you see black people, when you see big black actors, you only think of like historical movies and that that
Exactly.
they're in. So like 12 Years a Slave, The Butler, Selma.
It's
all
not every
them
day. I
stuff.
think we've had enough slave
Yeah,
movies
and
for
that's
now.
the thing.
I think we've had
And I think-
enough.
And the thing
We've seen
is,
it.
I was reading something and it said something how whenever a black person wants to make a film that is not historical or is just different from everybody else, people always try and find a political message behind it because they're not used to seeing black people make stuff like that. So that's like with Get Out, with Us, and all that stuff. But I feel like there is an underrepresentation of black people in movies. Like we can't and it's annoying always hearing, this is a black film, that's a black movie. Like why can't it just be that's a film?
No, I understand like a black. The thing is, a lot of the time when people say it's a black movie, it's a one type of movie. So mostly it's a hood movie. Like when people say black movie, you always attribute it to the hood, yeah. But the thing is, yeah, like for example, yeah, Black Panther is a black movie, in the sense that because the issues that are covered in that movie are black. If you think about it, yeah, Killmonger. Remember, like Killmonger represents America, Black Panther represents Africa, and a lot of the time, throughout history, African Americans and Africans haven't had the best relationships. A lot of the time, there's issues that go on in between them, and the movie is just about the empowerment of black people in general. You know what I mean? So Black Panther in its themes is a black movie, but it's not a black movie in the sense that we're used to. Because I feel, yeah, we are black people are overrepresented in two types of films: slave movies and hood movies.
Yeah.
Every time, yeah, as much as
Or
I
even
love,
if,
yeah,
or even if we're in certain movies, we're very typecasted to one type
Tiffany
of
Haddish.
person. Don't even get me started on her. She
Nah.
irritates me. But like we're one, or like we're
One
the
token
the
black girl.
trust me, or we're like we're the friend, or we're like the
Like
the person, or
Nicki Minaj
even in
in
horror
that
movies, we're the person that dies
What, the
first.
barbershop?
Like
No.
No.
Oh yeah, that
Oh,
one.
the other
But-
woman.
Yeah, the other woman.
The other
I was
woman.
like,
the secretary. Like
that
what is
basic
that?
ass role.
Exactly. That's
She
what
said
we
like
have
2
problem with men.
words.
No, but the thing is, I get what you mean, and like it's always like when you think of a black movie, you always have to think of oppression, the hood, or one ratchet.
It's
yeah,
like,
Yeah, or like Tyler Perry and
oh
that.
yeah, that's the thing with Tyler Perry movies. I feel like a lot of people have come to dislike his movies because it's
'Cause
always
it's
the
not
same
inventive.
thing. And the thing
it's
is,
not
I feel sorry
every
for him
day.
because at the same time, it is what he's growing around. But at the same
Yeah.
time, you can adapt to other
can
things. Like,
adapt
you've
as
been
a
in the game for
filmmaker.
years, and you're still making movies about oppression, black women needing a man to help them, and all that stuff. So it's like it's just getting long
Because the
now.
thing is, yeah, like, the thing is, yeah, Jordan Peele, right?
Mhm.
He's a mixed race man. He's got a white mom. He's got a white wife. Yeah.
I didn't
If
know
he
that.
wanted to, yeah, he could. Yeah. Listen, if he wanted to, yeah, he could be. Every movie could be get out interracial relationship. But what he's done, yeah, is that nah, fam, like my people need representation. So he's gonna put black leads as the forefront. Do you not remember that tweet? That thing he posted, yeah, where he was like, like from now on, I want to cast black leads
Yeah.
because every time I cast a white lead, I feel like I've seen that movie before.
Yeah.
And it's like, but other people may say, that's not representation. That's what's it called? That's being forced because you're forcing a black person on the screen. You're not allowing white people to be on screen or other people of color to be on screen.
But we've seen it so many years of the same thing with just white people. Like I get like us black people are rarely gonna be seen in situations like scary movies and that. But at the same time, we want to see ourselves how we were acting
Yeah.
there, and he literally says it how it is.
Do you know what I hate about scary movies though?
What?
Why do we
always
always
die
die
first.
first?
Not gonna lie, yeah.
We always
If I was
die
in a scary
first.
movie, I'm dying quickly.
No,
Right.
it's not. And do you know what? But the thing is, we always want to die first, but it's the white people that want to go and find the danger.
I don't understand that.
Baby, I think we should go down the
Yeah,
corridor.
let's open the door.
yeah,
Even
I
though
know
there's
there's
something
noises
growling
there,
outside,
yeah, but
let's go and open the door and find out
See
and
her
let's
head,
see
Olushi.
what the noise is.
Okay, boom. We spoke about this earlier, but let's talk about other representation. Yeah, remember, like we've all seen Avengers. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, low key spoiler alert. Yeah, we've all seen
Yeah,
Avengers.
if you haven't seen Endgame,
you're
skip.
childish. You're childish.
Skip.
Childish. Please.
It's literally been 2 weeks now.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
the movie
not-
made
it's not
$2
that deep,
billion. Like,
But
allow it.
just skip
But
this
boom.
part.
Remember the scene? Yeah, remember the scene? Yeah, where all the women come together. Yeah,
Mm.
to fight Thanos. Yeah. What do you, as women, what do you lot think about that scene? Because I've heard very polarizing views here about
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I feel like some people, they take offense and everything. Oh, it's not necessary. It's forced. Well, okay, it might have been forced, yeah, but at least they're trying to represent something. Because if there wasn't anything, people would be like, oh, there wasn't any female representation. Like they're leaving us out, blah blah. So I feel like they're trying something. So
But
I'm not
for
gonna
me-
fault them for it. But it was a little forced. Like yeah, we're gonna. She's not alone. It's just like
That's what I hate
okay.
the most about it. 'Cause
But
it's
yeah,
just-
it was.
very
I mean, they
extra.
tried. Do you know what I mean? They tried.
I
to-
liked
it
it
was
though. Because the
it
thing
was
is,
cute-
I
it was
didn't clock
cute.
it.
It was cute.
It was like, oh shit, here we go again with that girl power bullshit. Like,
So you guys didn't like it?
I thought it
I
was
didn't
extra.
mind it. I didn't
It was
mind
extra.
it.
All of them.
Yeah,
All of the women
like you're telling me,
came
yeah, like that.
for Spider-Man. One man. One
Oh,
man.
tell Spider.
What happened though? I think it was Captain Marvel. Yeah, they're like Spider-Man gave the gauntlet to Captain Marvel with it, and then he was like to her, how's she gonna get through all that army in it? And then all the women out of nowhere, yeah, they be doing their own thing in the battle. Yeah,
they
for
just come.
time. They just come up one by one.
She's not alone.
Yeah, okay, now that's cringe. That's cringe.
I was like, the thing is, yeah, I don't know. Like when I watched the movie, I was like, I know what they're doing in it, but
At least they're trying. You know what I mean?
it didn't feel authentic though.
What did Captain Marvel say? She can take Thanos. So, bitch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she was
You know
like,
what?
you didn't have me last time. It's like, calm
You
down.
know what? When
Now
they
you have
did
me.
it in Black Panther, it was
It
much
made
better
it-
than.
because
Yeah.
did you know in Black Panther it had story significance. Like all the women were warriors. We saw that from the
From the
beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, just having all the women in the battlefield come together as one when they're doing their own thing. Yeah, it's a bit.
But I don't really get
was
the issue
extra.
with this one. No, because this one is literally like, okay, so let's say most of women right now, they're all about women empowerment.
Yeah.
So like, if you see a woman is about to like, you want to protect her and that you want to join in and
Sure.
just build a force together.
Nah,
but I don't
it's
see
like-
the issue in
But
it.
no, but all of these.
Okay, so you're telling me if the women didn't come together and you guys are just doing hickey hacka in the background, people won't make noise.
That's what I'm saying. At least
but
they
people
were
still
they
make
were
noise about
trying
that.
to do
But-
something.
No, but the thing is, yeah, no, them already being on the battlefield is enough, fam. Them showing them doing their own thing, yeah. Because remember, there's a scene, yeah, where Iron Man, yeah, and Pepper, yeah, they're fighting together in it, man and woman together. Fam, you don't think you're not thinking, oh, that's a man and woman fight. Think, oh, those two characters are dope. You're not thinking, oh, these are all women. It's like, oh, these are two dope characters. If the women were just doing their thing individually and like collabing here and there, for example, remember in Infinity War, yeah? Remember in Infinity War where I think it was Okoye.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
The Okoye, the black chick from Black Panther, Scarlet Witch and Scarlett Johansson fighting.
Fighting.
But because
that was a good scene.
They were right next to each other, fam. They were all fighting together. Like,
It made sense. But these women came from over there, over there.
But at the end of the day,
at least they're trying.
At least they try.
Honestly, watching it, yeah, as someone who like watches Avengers or Marvel and all that shit, yeah. I didn't look at it as like, oh, girls in this, girls in that. It's characters. It's the powers. I don't care about if you're a girl or not.
So like, I see your point, because sometimes some representation can be very, very forced. Very forced. Into, like the whole black, like, can there be a black Superman? Can there be a black Bond, James Bond? Like I get it,
like with that
but at the
stuff,
same time, I just feel like it's not every day. Like it doesn't
No,
have
but
to be,
with that
doesn't
stuff
have to
is
be a
like-
black everything. Sometimes
Exactly.
it's just leave it where it is.
Because with them things, like a lot of people, they always think, oh, what if this person was black? What if that? It's not every day we have to remake something. We can actually just make something new,
the thing is,
different.
the thing is, I don't like.
And there is, like, I swear they are black superheroes anyway.
Yeah, they are. Nah, you see, like representation. Yeah, I feel like a lot of like filmmakers are like, oh, let's make this character black, but not understand the significance of being black. Being black is not just a change of paint, right? For example, yeah, the reason why, yeah, for example, yeah, not to be nerdy, but the reason why you can't make Superman black, yeah, because he grew up in a farm in Kansas, in the south side of America.
black.
When you change a character's ethnicity, yeah, you are changing a lot of the cultural implications of that character, fam. That character, like, in certain scenarios, can't be the same character anymore. Do you know what I mean?
I think though, like if he got dropped somewhere else, like Brooklyn, would he
That'd
still
still
be?
be
Would he?
cringe.
Would.
Like,
I hate the hood.
The thing
I
is,
hate hood stuff.
The
It's
thing
not
is, yeah,
every
the
day.
thing is, what I'm saying, yeah, like, that's why I always advocate, yeah. If you want more characters, create new characters.
them.
Create
And
new
also, it's
characters.
not everyday black. Sometimes be Asian, sometimes be Hispanic,
Yeah.
sometimes
Nah,
be
Asian-
native,
Wendy Wu.
sometimes be
Remember Wendy Wu,
Mediterranean.
Homecoming Warrior.
That was a beautiful
I
movie.
love that movie.
That movie was
To play
sick.
And you
devil's,
didn't even, you're just like, oh shit.
but to play
Asian
devil's
version.
advocate, yeah,
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. I feel it.
an Asian person doing kung fu.
I knew it.
It's like,
It was still a good movie though.
so what's the difference, yeah, between like good representation and bad representation? Because we said, yeah, Ali, it's not just putting a black character in, it's more than that. So what's an example of a movie that you've seen that's had good representation, like, or products have had good representation?
The new movie on Netflix. What's it called?
Which one?
Oh, that boy.
No,
There was
it's
a trailer for it, innit?
what's it called? It's a movie where the girl breaks up with her boyfriend, and then it's a really new movie. What's it called? I can't remember what it's called, but it's on Netflix, and it's like three best friends. I watched it, and it's like one, she's Hispanic, I think, one white, and one black. What's the movie called? I don't
Somebody to love. I don't know.
Yes,
I just know what you.
something. I watched it. It's a good, like, it's literally three best friends. One's Hispanic, one's white, one's black, and then the Hispanic girl, her boyfriend's black, and then there's some other racist people. But yeah, it just doesn't feel forced. It just feels like we're just friends.
Do you know
We're
what?
different races, but we're friends. Like, it's not.
You know, we tackled this on our previous podcast.
And then the black girl's lesbian. Like, it just
we tackled
seemed
this on the
calm.
previous podcast, but you know, I feel it was underrepresented as well, especially as a bad year. Positive black fathers,
Oh, 100%.
That is
girls.
underrepresented.
Oh,
was a-
Idris Elba, that was a good
That
one.
was a good movie.
And
That was
Tyler
a long
Perry.
time ago, though.
Oh, Tyler Perry done that.
I mean,
That was a long time ago.
Okay,
1 out of
1 in
100.
20, 1 out of 100.
But that's
movie is
okay.
It's true.
But the thing is, you know what's upsetting is that when we was growing up, there was a lot of representation. There was a
There
lot
was.
of like single fathers. Remember? Do you know what made me actually happy? Do you know That's a Raven when the mum went off to uni and the dad had to look after all the
Yeah.
We didn't even clock that even happened. We were just like, oh,
Nah,
it's
do you know what?
normal.
Yeah, because we grew up watching a lot of like, I believe that the 90s to the 2000s yeah was good. Because think about Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, a wealthy black family, my wife and kids, a stable black
The dad
family.
is a boss of his own
Everybody
company.
hates Chris. Even though they were working class, there was still a black family that kept together, innit?
Even though it's controversial, Cosby Show was a good.
No, Cosby
It was.
Show was a
It
good
was a
show.
good show, regardless
One
of
on
whatever.
One of the one that was a basketball
I can't
player.
like one of my show. I used to love it.
But we
That
don't,
thing's it.
but we don't even see that though.
Yeah, we don't.
Because like even do you know what it was? I was watching an interview with George R. R. Martin. He's the guy who wrote Game of Thrones, innit? And somebody asked him, "Oh, why are there not like bare black characters, innit, and stuff like that, innit?" And he says, he said this. I want to know what you think about this. He says, like, I'm a white guy. I can only realistically depict certain characters the way they're supposed to be depicted. For example, Game of Thrones is based on like
Isn't it medieval time?
yeah, so a lot of the European white stuff. Do you know what I mean? So and a lot of that stuff is taught throughout literature, isn't it? But black people during that period of time weren't depicted. So for him as a white man,
He can't speak on them.
he can't speak on them.
Do you know why I
what mean?
agree with what he said? Is because you know Detroit. You know what's her name? Something Bigelow.
Yeah.
The lady who directed the film.
Yeah.
The reason why a lot of people didn't like it is because she was doing it from her point of view. She wasn't really thinking about the what black people went through at the time. And because she's a white woman as well, it's harder to relate to what she was trying to say. And then they were like, you can make a movie, but you have to make sure that you don't just see it from your point of view. You have to explore everything. You have to understand what they went through.
That's why you need
And
a
that's how the
Jamal
movie
in your office.
Mm-hmm.
You need a Jamal in your office.
Guaranteed,
That's why you need Jamal the
Because,
intern in your office.
Aside from movies, remember the whole H&M thing, with the coolest
monkey.
monkey in the jungle, The reason why, you need black. This is why I advocate, for black executives and all of that, because all you need in that one boardroom meeting
was Jamal the intern. That's all you need.
That can't run. That can't run.
And the thing is,
H&M thing
I
off.
didn't even think H&M were trying to be racist.
it
They
wasn't.
weren't trying to be racist. It was just
ignorant.
They weren't
culturally
thinking,
insensitive. It was just dumb.
But you know
But then
what?
there's companies like Channel 4 that really specialize in actually understanding what black people and minorities need.
Yes.
So that's why they have the BAME thing. So black, Asian minorities, they only specialize in employing black people,
Guaranteed.
Asians and minorities.
Guaranteed.
Like we need more people that will do stuff like that.
However, let me throw another narrative here. The thing is, representation is good, but especially us as content creators, I can't lie, I'm gonna get onto us. I'm tired of hood movies. I'm tired of the same short films.
No, let me speak on this one,
Yeah,
please.
go on,
Nah,
do your
because
thing,
you
do your
know
thing,
what?
do your
Yeah,
thing, do your
when I
thing,
went onto
do your
Twitter and I said I am tired of seeing all the time on YouTube when you want to do a short film, it always has to be knife crime, hood, violence, gang related stuff like that.
So, can I ask a question? What's your opinion on Top Boy then?
Can you just let me finish, please? You wanna be doing
well,
cases right
okay.
now. Okay, alive. Yeah.
First of all,
No. And then what do you call it? So I said all of that because I feel like as black creatives, we're always crying about why we always seen like this in the media, everything. But at the same time, why do you keep putting out movies like that? Then you want to justify yourself being like, but I grew up around that. This is why no. You might have grown up around it, but at the same time, you can think outside of the box. It's not always do everything that everybody else is doing. But the thing with Top Boy, the only reason why I like that show is because I didn't know about that lifestyle when it first came out. Because where I grew up, I don't really see them type of stuff. So I watched it because I was like, oh, wow, this is actually mad. Even though that was down the road from me. I didn't know that about this stuff.
Do you know, the thing is about that, individually, I have no problem with those shows, Individually, like, so if someone wants to make a hood movie, calm. But it's when, that's the primary movie I see all the time. For example,
Especially on BBC One.
Yeah.
And
It's the only movie they want to
that
play.
YouTube channel, MYN, that does short films. Oh, let me not add them. We
But
gotta
the thing
bleep that out,
The
yeah.
thing is, like, there's a show, I highly recommend The Wire, The reason why The Wire, people love that show because, there's black people in every facet of that show. There's black people in the police. There's black people, the civilians. There are black people that... It's not just one thing. It's not an overly positive...
That was a good ass
like,
show.
The representation in that show is so good because there's... You think about it, you just see black people, but it's not just one thing. Of course, there are black people shot at, like Idris Elba's character and all of that. But he was going to school as well. There were black people in the police force. There were black people just... everywhere. They encompass the entirety of black life in general in The Wire. So that's what I like. I just don't like that when there's one narrative, there's one thing perpetuated in media all the time. That's the thing about representation. But do you think that even just black people, like you see when we campaign for stuff, you remember when Oscar So White was going on here? Yeah. See when you campaign for stuff here, is that forcing it? Remember when the Oscar So White came out here?
That wasn't forcing because that was I wouldn't say deliberate, but it was deliberate because, like, of all the movies created in that whole, what was it, 2017, something like 2016? 2016. Yeah. Of all the movies in the year that were created, you chose the 5 movies with no black people in them. Like, come on, like that was.
I get that, but
I don't think that's.
People boycotted it, innit?
Yeah.
The thing with stuff like that, I can always say to myself is like, okay, cool. We weren't. not a lot of black people are nominated this time, but at the same time, us boycotting it, what's that really gonna do?
No.
No, hold on. But what? No, I just think that what's that really gonna do? But at the same time, it is
It
good.
did
It's showing-
make a difference.
Because the next year Moonlight won, and then the year after that, now Black Panther's nominated.
But like even with that, because the whole like Oscar so white thing, do you remember the thing with what's her name? Stacey Dash, where she was like, we don't need BET because black people are. What did she say? She said something like, we don't need BET, we don't need
I have
a
problems
Soul
with BET,
Train, we
but
don't
yeah.
need all of that stuff because we're Americans. We're not black. We're Americans. Like we just part of the whatever. I don't know what she said, but she was like, yeah, we don't need those. Like we don't
Was
need
she from
BET
Mean Girls?
awards because
Who's she,
only
like, the
black
white girl
people
from Mean
can.
Girls?
Stacey-
No,
And now she's something else.
Clueless.
Oh, that was her.
Yeah, she was like,
But to me, I think she's trying air.
The thing
She's
is, yeah,
definitely
she's
trying.
trying
the
to.
thing is, yeah, the reason why I think that's nonsense, yeah, because like black people, especially in most places in the world other than the Caribbean and Africa, they're minorities, right? So obviously minorities need a platform. The majority won't showcase the minorities, so the minorities need to be very vocal in it. But at the same time, yeah, if you look at country music, if you look at pop music, those are white things that are embedded within their culture. Do you know what I mean? So you can't just say, oh, we can't have a hip hop show when there's country shows all over America, where there's pop shows, where there's rock shows. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
'cause they have
balanced.
country awards, they have
Yeah.
the Latin awards, yeah, all of that. So
what's
they wanted
that?
to make a hip hop awards.
What's wrong with
Is that what she
celebrating
said?
culture?
We can't have
Yeah, she was like, we shouldn't have a BET, we shouldn't have a whatever the channels are.
Billboard Latin Music Awards.
She was like, we're American, so we should integrate and blah blah blah.
Do you know them type of people? She don't speak for us.
She doesn't.
doesn't.
That's why we traded her.
I might be British, but she don't speak for us.
We
black
traded
people.
her, but she's not.
Do you know what?
She lost her.
Who did we
Okay.
Okay.
trade her with?
I don't even know. Somebody.
I'm gonna take it somewhat controversial, but yeah, I'm gonna use this to
Probably
widen
Gary
my point.
Owens.
I remember on Twitter where Avengers Endgame came out, right? And people were complaining about the lack of the LGBT community. No, wait, hey, I'm taking it somewhere. I'm saying, when you watch a movie, do you specifically look for certain criteria? For example, do you look for, when you watch a movie, you're like, wait, there's no black people, I'm complaining. There's no this people, I'm complaining. Do you look for a movie specifically for that, or do you just take it case by case basis?
I feel like people
Case by
look.
case.
I feel like some people do look for stuff like that because at the same time we all want to be represented in a way. With the LGBT, I understand where they're coming from sometimes because they want to see somebody like them in a movie like that, a superhero movie.
There was one character in the movie like that.
I don't know who that was.
It wasn't a superhero.
Exactly, that's why I said in the superhero movie. So
Yeah,
they
there was
want
a
to see.
gay character in Endgame.
Endgame. Remember the scene where Captain America was
talking to
was
them,
talking
and he
about
was
how
like-
gay.
Hold on, am I talking about an extra or?
No, he was.
He was a character, he had dialogue,
character in
like,
the
he's a
scene.
character.
fam, that's an extra.
Oh,
Did you have
yeah,
a
and then
name?
they were sitting
What
out
was
Yeah,
his
they were
name?
sitting round.
What was his name? What
We
was his
don't know,
name?
but he was talking about how he went on a date with a man. At least they.
I was just saying, like, I understand where they're coming from about they want to be represented, but I'm like, at the same time, it's not all the time.
Yeah, for example, like
It's not by force.
yeah.
It's not bad.
Because even, do you know what annoyed me last year with the Black Panther thing? You know when they said how why do you call it? Why I swear there was supposed to be a lesbian relationship in the movie.
No.
I'm like, the movie is there's one plot. We don't care about no relationship.
No.
We're not here to see romance.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry, this might be controversial, but they're in Africa. You really think they're gonna have a lesbian relationship
Oh.
in Wakanda?
Wait, hold on. Let me talk so I can.
Sorry, I'm just saying. You really think that would fly? What? I don't care.
But the thing is, they
Come
didn't
for
focus
me.
on Black Panther's relationship either, so
The thing is,
Exactly. I swear him and
It's not by
Lupita
force
Nyong'o
every
was supposed to
time.
do-
they were meant to be-
They're in Africa.
no, I mean,
And
they
then
did
you don't want some random people to have a relationship.
I
No, I'm
mean,
good.
they did lips at the end though.
Who?
That's
Black
it.
Panther and
What?
Lupita
A
Nyong'o.
small lips.
What is this? But they did, my guy.
No,
It's
people
not about
don't
them.
realise.
The movie's not about their relationship.
No one is here for romance. If you want to watch romance, why do you go and watch 50 First Dates or something?
Nah, the thing is about the movie. I think you can't, especially with Black Panther, you can't expect. Black Panther has one thing to tackle, right? Black people. That movie, yeah. Look, the reason why, yeah, I used to have a very critical opinion of Black Panther. Black Panther is, I understand the importance, but I understand people love it so much because it's the first time, yeah,
Black superhero.
where not black superhero.
Black forecast.
He's a
Black
king.
director.
Remember, these are black people of royalty. When have we seen in a Hollywood movie, yeah,
Black people in
of royalty?
Eddie Murphy, like.
I mean,
Coming to America?
that's a comedy. That's a
That
comedy.
doesn't
No,
count.
okay,
That
that
doesn't
counts
count.
here. But what happens? What happens? What happens to come to America? They bring him to the hood. They bring him to the hood. They bring him around black people of the hood.
And you call me a queen.
No.
Look at this one, man. Why you
Yeah,
defending?
the thing is, yeah, never the setting here has the entire the main entirety of the movie been about royal black people. Even Killmonger, even the guy who came from the hood, in the villain, he becomes king.
Because he is a part of royalty.
Yeah, he's a part of everyone in that movie is a part of a system.
And even if you didn't like Killmonger, you did understand his point of view. Like he wasn't like some
actually
villain
liked
who was
him.
just being stupid.
I actually liked
just
him.
for stupid sake. He actually
His
had
dad
a
died. He came back because he wanted to know about his family.
Yeah, he had like a method to the madness.
Oh, the Nagaro.
But like, I understand.
She had a point about
Who?
representation. Deny.
What did the Nagaro say?
Because she said that. Okay, so in Black Panther, we had that white guy Freeman, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
People focus on him a lot, you know, and that's the thing. I think repetition is definitely forced.
Wait,
Like-
who's focusing on him?
Even though it's a black movie, like people still get zoomed in on that white guy. I don't care about him. Honestly, that's why me repetition is forced because at the end of the day, he needs to be in a movie. Honestly, I think he
Nah, I
was
think
the
he did.
most irrelevant part of the movie.
Nah, I think he did.
He did.
He had his
Because you
role.
remember that part where they went to Mbaku and then they were like, "You do not speak here. I will feed you to my children."
I'm joking. I'm
It was
Yeah, but like,
We're
his scenes
vegetarian.
were cut shorter.
Nah, I feel no.
I
Do you
just
know
feel
what?
like
No,
relevant.
no.
And
Do you know what?
she said they focus on him a lot. Like she said it herself.
Nah.
Yeah, and they said that when you have a movie about a woman, you put one guy in it. You focus on a guy instead. Reputation is very.
No, that's actually shoot. What do you call it? The new Ghostbusters. All of them were women, and then Chris Hemsworth come out of
No,
nowhere.
I hated that
What?
Ghostbusters though.
I
That
didn't
one
watch
was
it.
Witty.
trash.
Calm down.
Ghostbusters was
Wet.
trash.
Okay, like, let me not say sharp on this podcast, okay?
You just said it.
Shut up, fam.
Ghostbusters was trash.
No, the thing with Ghostbusters, like, I know people didn't like it, but at the same time, it was a woman-based cast. Chris Hemsworth came out of nowhere. He was supporting.
But
lead.
even then, like
Everybody
women-based
was like,
cast, it's not by force.
forced because-
It's not
but
by
because, yeah,
force.
it was forced.
It's forced basically. Is what we'll say.
So like, I think the
We'll
one
say
movie
it,
that they
innit?
did it right was Ocean's 8. That was a good movie.
See, hey, no, don't
was
pull
a good
faces.
movie. I
Ocean
liked
Eight
it.
was good.
Do you know
I understand.
what? It was
I
good.
understand the plot. I understand where it was coming from. She was
she
related.
was his sister.
I know, but the
I was a
problem
good-
is,
I thought it was
yeah,
a good movie.
It's still the same because you're still taking an established franchise based of men and you're just flipping it. Just make a new thing. Just make.
If they
something
made a
else.
new thing, people still find a problem with
No,
it.
I'd watch it. I'd watch a new thing.
No, I agree. with
Wonder
you.
Woman. I went to see Wonder Woman because she's
Whatever
hard.
you do, people find problems
Exactly.
with it. People want to find representation every single thing. I don't think
Because
it
we've been
needs
so
it.
we're so used to seeing men, white people. When you start doing like different people, minorities, you start doing
And you know what it is?
women.
I feel like
it's a struggle.
I feel like people want to be offended by everything. It's like I didn't see one. Like I understand transgender people, don't come for me. Yes, transgender people, you need more representation. But I just feel like maybe create your own movies or like do something like
No,
that
it's not them
because.
to create their own movie because
But
even
I feel like
'cause-
them. It's a very small minority of the world, so I feel like them having a transgender person or a gay person or in every single movie. I feel like if it's necessary or if it's part of the
otherwise
plot
it's
or whatever,
But-
Like,
then
the
yes. But if it's just
star-
forced, just for the sake
See,
of
that's what I was
just
about
for
to
the
bring
sake of
up. I feel like-
representation, it's not necessary. That's why I'm saying like black people in any movie just for the sake of it. Like it doesn't.
It's
If
not
it's
needed.
not, it's not
Like, I
necessary.
don't, for example, when I watch Game of
It's not
Thrones,
necessary.
I don't expect to see a lot of black.
I'm saying
people.
if we're in
Same.
the
When-
14,
when I was
if we're in the
watching it, I saw- I
1400s,
was
we're
like-
not gonna have any black
when I was
people.
binge watching, I was like, where's the black people coming from? Because I swear they were in Africa or something.
No. There's
in Africa.
no. Of course they're there.
where they
Yeah.
coming from?
No, basically, yeah. Nah.
At
Game
this
of
day and
Thrones,
age.
basically, North is basically Africa. Yeah. Where Graham and them lot are originally from, that's basically Africa. But I expected to see, like, I don't expect Game of Thrones to see bare black people. I don't.
R.I.P. Sabah, Miss Sunday.
Oh, my queen.
Sorry, baby.
That beautiful queen.
Yeah, all of them
R.I.P.
just like people like Merlin. I wouldn't see.
I just
I don't
I
expect
wouldn't
it.
expect to see black people in that
Because
because
all white. I don't care.
we're in
It's like,
the
imagine seeing one random black
1600s.
person. You know,
I'll be like,
Hey, what you
nigga,
doing?
go back home. What the fuck you doing here? The hell?
yeah.
Like, yeah, representation. Like, if it's done tastefully and tactfully,
Yeah.
I feel like the only problem I have with the Ocean movie can be good, yeah.
I thought it was a good movie.
It looks a
It
good
really
movie.
was.
But
I
it's
only
just-
watched it for
it's-
Rihanna.
it's
I want
just,
to
yeah.
Exactly.
It's just
And
yeah,
their
it's
dreads
like
were
okay,
juicy.
it's like you've taken a property. It's like I feel like a lot of people in Hollywood like to flip things. Even in Fantastic Four, when they made Michael B. Jordan.
That was horrible.
First of all,
That
do you know
was
what-
absolutely
you know what jarred me
horrible.
about that movie? Remember
That
the
movie
one
was
with
so
Jessica
trash.
Alba? Them ones, her and the fireboy, they were brother. Chris Evans, they were brothers and sisters. So when I saw this one, I was like,
This one they adopted though.
That confused
That's
me.
cringe.
I
That
was
was not
upset.
needed.
I was
Oh,
irritated.
I'm sorry.
that
yeah.
was disrespectful.
Okay,
Sorry,
what-
Jessica Alba. Sorry.
One show, yeah. One show. I have to bring this up.
Wait,
One
was she
show-
meant to be white?
Yeah, she's white. Remember?
Oh,
Not gonna lie.
shame.
I thought she was black. I thought she was mixed
she's
race.
black.
She's
thought
Latina.
The other's not
She's
black.
Latina.
She's Latina.
Yeah.
Didn't even know that.
She's Latina.
And I'm annoyed because along the years she's been getting lighter.
Yeah.
She should have just stayed her normal colour.
Yeah.
But one show you have to get onto it. I loved it as a teenager.
Flash.
I loved it. But you see 90210, yeah?
I
By the way,
love that show.
See, I'm sorry. You see Dixon's character, yeah?
What's the issue?
Nah. If you look at the show, yeah, for example, yeah.
Wait, I'm confused with Dick now too.
Dick-
No, I said Dixon was adopted, didn't it?
He was
Yeah,
adopted
yeah,
into
yeah.
the white
What's the
family.
issue?
No. Every time he wanted to be black, yeah, they put him with Snoop Dogg. They put him with every time he wanted to be black, he wanted to be think about him. He's a rap. He became a rapper. He got addicted on drugs.
Oh yeah.
He started vandalizing houses, yeah. Stereotype. And every time, yeah, he interacted with another black person, yeah, it was about music. When he dated, for example, when he started to date Lauren London, yeah, they went to a black church with all these black people, That show's jarring because it's like
Not gonna lie, that is quite
stereotype,
true.
yeah, about black people.
I love
they put on
90210
their show.
though, but that was actually very true.
It was jarring. You can't, even though the show's.
Or when he dated the other black girl when she was like 25.
Yeah. Oh.
Black don't crack.
That was
Look,
joke.
especially, I said, no, 90210, yeah, black women got done dirty on that show.
true.
Every
But
black
everyone,
girl that show got
but everyone was
turned.
dating everyone on that show. They were just incest in the friendship. Everyone just dating everybody.
But I feel like if it
I
was
would
Recycle relationships.
even with Dixon, yeah, the relationship with his mum, yeah, they could have explored like
Who is his mum? Oh yeah, the mum.
he's
Yeah,
adopted. His mum was adopted, didn't his black mum in it. They could have explored like the how black families are. Instead, they just wanted to do some dumb adoption storyline. I miss my mom. We couldn't afford like typical story. We were poor. I gave you up for adoption. I got pregnant young.
And then it's like the white dad has to teach the black son how to be a black.
man.
It's just like,
Don't annoy me.
Yeah, not gonna lie,
Don't
yeah.
annoy me.
I still loved it though, but
Another show, yeah, but another show that did representation good. Misfits.
Misfits
is
I loved
hard
Misfits. That's a
representation.
hard
Yeah, I used to love that.
show.
That show.
You didn't watch it.
That white guy was
Jura. Misfits, because think about it, yeah. You had Curtis and Alicia, calm. Then you had Curtis, then you had Alicia dating Simon. Then you had the other black girl that Curtis was dating. You had
British people are just better at doing representation as usual because they don't care. They know.
Do you know what it is with British people? I feel like
Britain is mixed.
because you know what it is. Yeah, I feel like no, it's not even. It's
Just
not,
for
but
everybody
the thing
around.
is, we think it's Britain. It's just
London.
London.
It's London.
It's
If you go to Cornwall
it's,
and them places, there.
They don't have black people like that.
Yeah.
that's
But
like, it's
okay, let's say
London.
London.
Yeah,
It's
London.
London.
We're just used to all this stuff, so it's not for us. We'll
us,
never
it's
see
not-
it as
it's not
forced.
deep,
But when it
yeah.
comes to America, we're like, you've always had these people, these minorities, but now you want to start doing it. But at the same time, when we was growing up, there was never an issue.
What do you mean?
There was never issues about all these representation. Remember, we saw
Because it was just normal. It wasn't forced. I feel like because now I don't know
now
what
it's
it was.
forced.
I feel like maybe there was a
Everybody has
shift
problem
in
with everything you
something.
do, like,
I
Yeah.
feel like back then, yeah, like everything was just fun. Like I feel like now, if Keenan and Kel was to come out now, people
Nope.
criticize it.
Nobody
Nope.
will like it.
They couldn't
Like,
do it.
that's
They couldn't
it.
do it.
Oh, why is he addicted to orange soda? They'll just start dissecting.
Yeah.
Why did they have to sound
That's
so
a black. That's a black
ghetto?
stereotype. Blah blah blah. Yeah, it would. Yeah.
To be honest,
You know that's
if you
jarring
like it,
though.
you like it. If you don't watch it.
But you know what?
That's what I
always
think
said.
it is. I feel like people when they want to be offended by everything, it's just like sometimes just don't watch it.
You know what I
Sometimes
mean?
I know
I
there's
feel
people-
like
there's people that
everyone
watch
deserves
stuff.
TV.
It's
There's
not every
people that watch
day.
stuff just so they can be offended by
Yeah,
it. They
it's
just
not
pick it out.
every day.
Cause I'm thinking like right now, not gonna lie, if I see a white movie, I'm not gonna cry that there's no black people in it.
Exactly.
It's not by
It's
force.
not-
We don't need to be in every
Yeah,
single
don't need to
thing.
be
Like, a
every
lot
If
of
you see a
man-
random black person walk in and want to give you
Like,
advice,
for example,
I
yeah.
saw his black people
For
give me
example,
nah,
one of
it's
my
not that
favorite
deep.
sitcoms ever is Friends. There's hardly any black people in it.
No, I didn't find
Obviously,
Friends funny at all.
Is there any black people in
no. I mean,
Like I said, there's hardly, there's none.
Ross
Non-existent.
dated-
They're extras.
Ross dated one black girl.
A Milky
There
Way
we
chill.
go. How many?
was black.
How many seasons are there?
I was like, that was
There's
season
like 9
8
that's
still.
there.
Right there we go.
No, okay, but okay. I love Friends, yeah.
Your favorite sitcom?
It's like it's one of my favorite. It's in my top 5. I love Friends. Friends is funny. I don't give a fuck.
Fam,
Friends is
A
funny.
Different World is my top sitcom. Ah,
No, different one's funny. Nah.
that's my flipping
Not
show.
season 1 though. Not season 1.
No,
though.
man, that's my
everything,
show.
Everything
Okay.
with Dwayne and Whitley afterwards.
Afterwards, yeah.
Boy Meet World. I like that show.
Anyway.
Anyway, as I was saying, no. As I
hate
said,
you
no,
guys.
I could get onto Friends, yeah. I could get onto Friends hard because you're in New York, yeah. One of the most culturally diverse places where you don't have black people, but I still enjoy the show.
Maybe
for
they
what
just
it
don't
is.
have friends that are black.
In New York.
My guy.
The man our friends are black.
My guy.
No.
There's-
I'm just saying, yeah. In a whole 8 seasons, yeah. Fair enough. Not one. You're telling me not five. Not 5 in 8 seasons. Where each season's
That's
that
why
30
I'll never get
episodes.
into it, and I don't even find it funny. Like,
Nah, Friends is funny, but
Yeah, but at the same
it's
time,
like-
you can't say, they have black friends. The reason why they haven't got black friends because
no, I'm not saying
their personalities might
no,
not
because
mix,
no,
you know what I mean?
because no,
Like-
I'm not saying the main group should have been black. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like, for example, that when they go to the coffee shop or whatever, like, do you know what I mean? There's bare
Yeah,
different.
like the waitress could be black,
Yeah,
the
just
barista could be
something
black.
like
Just-
every-
Have you seen their coffee shop?
Do you know what I mean?
What black person is gonna be up in there?
Thank you. There's some coffee shops I don't go
stereotype
to.
for
The-
stereotype, but that's okay.
No, but it's-
So a black
it's
person can't work in a
You're
coffee shop.
my guy. Yo.
certain type of coffee
I'm
shop.
just saying a black person can't work in a coffee
Don't
shop.
make me sound like I'm stereotyping black people, yeah. But I'm just saying it's like I doubt a black person will be in that type of coffee shop.
It's New York, my G.
Yeah,
I do
but
not care,
New
my
York
G.
has a lot of other coffee shops.
Exactly, they have a lot. Maybe
No.
they're all in the one next door.
The one that they go to is the white one. Do you know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like,
And that's why I'm not gonna watch Friends.
Exactly, because they're racist.
Okay, I wouldn't
racist.
go that
They're
far.
not racist.
It's
I
about their
wouldn't go that
friendship
far.
group, their life, their
Trust me.
white
No,
lives.
I didn't say the main.
That's like
people.
in my
I'm
main
just saying
friendship
At
group.
least have a black extra, fam. Come on, when you're walking down the street, fam. Come
Have
on,
they filmed
fam.
down the street?
Huh? Yeah, they've done biff. They've done
And there's
biff.
only white people.
I'm sure
Fam,
now
watch
that
Friends,
I've
yeah?
seen black people like
Nah.
or
You
in
see,
a class.
no, like I could only name like 1 or 2 black characters, yeah, that have like lines of dialogue, fam. I don't know her name. It's just the thing that.
You can name.
No, I mean think of sorry. The one thing that Ross dated and the one thing that Joey dated,
The one thing.
they're not relevant.
I've
They're
seen
even
black girls on it though. Like,
friends.
Yeah.
Nah, cuz.
Nah, I've watched Friends recently. I can't lie. Like, they're
Nah.
not black
What? New season or old season?
old season.
Nah.
They walk past.
They walk past. That's what they do. Walk past. Not
It's
look.
about
They
their
don't
friendship
speak.
Group, their white friendship group. Like,
See, and
If
this
you're
is
white-
an example of us wanting representation where we don't need it.
Exactly.
Because it's
It's
not
no.
by force.
It's not. I'm not saying this by force, but in the whole, you're telling me one of the most culturally diverse places in the world. You can't have
Well,
one
to
black
be
person.
honest, we had girlfriends, so I'm not.
Thank you.
I'm not stressing.
Did you see white people and girlfriends? I think we did.
Yeah, but there was a few white people and girlfriends.
Not a lot
And
of
girlfriends was better than friends, innit?
Of course it was.
It was.
Girlfriends
No,
was
it's not.
amazing.
No,
Girlfriend, no,
no,
girlfriends. Girlfriends
no,
is top
no, no.
5.
Tony
Girlfriends is
will
top
jump
5.
you. Tony Charles will jump anybody on
Listen.
Girlfriends
Friends.
is
For
top
my
5.
people, them who are cultured,
Top
who know
5.
about friends, who
you
like to
say cultured?
diversify their portfolio.
He said cultured.
Yeah.
And he mentioned friends after
Yeah.
cultured.
I meant cultured in terms of film and TV. Friends is good.
Friends is culture.
Friends is good. It's a part of
hearing
comedy
this guy?
culture. It's the greatest.
diverse. It's a question.
Are you hearing this question?
That's not culture.
Far from it. Far from it.
Ah, God
well
bless
written.
this. I've noticed a lot when it comes to representation of black women, they always go for the light shade.
Oh, don't even
So,
get me
When I
started.
Even
say
some black
this,
shows.
Ooh,
when
oh,
I say
oh,
this,
oh.
let
Don't even get me
mention my
started.
wife and kids. The first season, a dark daughter,
Now she wants to be light skinned.
randomly in second season, even though I love her, randomly they just changed her to light skin.
Do I didn't understand though? About
Fresh
that.
Prince of Bel-Air.
How people are dumb.
Exactly. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The what's her
mom.
name?
Whoa, they
Vivian.
They didn't
yeah.
want to do that though.
Hold on, I don't care why she light skin. At least find another black person, dark skin person. True. I just don't get stuff like
And
that.
do you know what it is? And this is why I love Zendaya, because she. I knew you would start getting excited.
Yeah.
Because she was like, she said something like she turned down some roles that should be for black girls because she wants to see black girls in those roles. Because obviously she's obviously in America, she's still classed as black, but she's biracial. She's like her mum's white.
She's black.
So like, and that's why I love Amanda Stenberg, but at the same time, she's really irritating because Amanda Stenberg, the one girl, every single movie that she's in, she wants to be the black girl, and it's like
And she's so
she's
jarring.
biracial. Like it's not every day. Sometimes just like in The Hate You Give, the whole family was dark skinned. She was the one light skinned
One
person
mixed
in
girl.
the
Why is she
in the
there?
whole. Like it just didn't make any sense,
Do you
and
know
she was
what-
the main character.
Do you know why I like Zendaya? Is because
And even
Zendaya
in
said,
the movie where she couldn't come outside, her mum is black. Her mum was black.
forget
Just
that one.
irritated
That
me.
movie was rubbish.
It was.
What do you call it? The thing with Zendaya, she said something how she's making a space for dark skinned women, and she
why I
said
love
she's
her.
only gonna take the roles of a white person because she's tired of getting roles of dark skinned women. Why can't she just get roles of white
And even
people?
in Shake It Up, I loved it. That was a good show.
Yeah, I
but
like Shake
the
It
mum
Up.
was dark skinned, the dad was dark skinned,
And she was
and
light.
both the kids were light skinned. How does that make? And they were both biracial. How did that make any sense?
Even though one of my favorite movies is Coming to America, but why did the dark skinned sister have to be the whole of the family? And like it's clear, like okay, the dad's dark skinned, the sister's dark skinned, but then the main girl that he likes was a light skinned girl. But for me, the movie's still good anyway. So, but at the same time, I understand that dark skinned women, especially when it comes to these romantic roles, they're always treated as the side girl. They're always treated as the one that, yeah. But anyway, to wrap it up, our final thoughts on representation. Do you feel like representation is still something that needs to be promoted and pushed today? Or do you feel like we're at a space in time right now where representation is fine?
Personally, I feel like one is hella forced and it's fine. I think it should only be put in places where it's needed. As in shows like Star, they have transgender. It's needed because it's in the freaking storyline. And movies like Black Panther, black cast. It's needed. Simple as. Just stop forcing it.
I feel like with me, when it comes to representation, it's like representation is important. People want to see themselves on screen. It's not just to see the people, see the type of people we're seeing on screen as well. I want to see, Egyptian movies about ancient Egypt where black people were kings and queens or pharaohs and stuff like that, as well as the hood movies, not just one or the other. You get me? So it's the type of representation that's very important. Obviously, we're not going to be in every movie. Not every movie is going to gear to us. However, if it's viable for us to be there, put us there. If it makes sense, why not?
Okay, so I think representation, I can't speak, is definitely very necessary, but I feel like, as Noah and Sean have said, sometimes it can be forced, but if it's done in a very natural way, then yeah, it's definitely positive, because as young girls, young black boys, it's definitely, if we see people on screen that look like us, it will make us more, what's the word I'm looking for? Make us believe that we can go to those places. So yeah, I think representation is definitely necessary.
I agree with what they've said. With representation, I feel like when we were younger, it was like there was a lot of representation, but we didn't really clock it. We just thought that this was normal. But now that we're getting older, we're actually seeing different stuff and how less the representation have been like shown and stuff like that. But I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, there's some films and some TV shows and some things that can, like, what do you call it, that we do need to see, like black people, minorities, Asians, Latinas more in it. But there's just some stuff that we don't really need to force ourselves into it. And I feel like people need to stop trying to get offended by certain things when it comes to representation, because at the end of the day, it's not that deep. But things like, when we do have representation of black people, we need to stop doing that as the same thing. The hood, violence, oppression, stuff like that. When it comes to like Latinos, not everyday drug cartel or they're getting deported or something like that. Asian people, not every day they're doing kung fu or something. Well, that's gone downhill anyway.
And also, to what Noah said, sometimes can we have Egyptian people dark skin, not white?
Yeah.
If they're in Egypt, they're not white. We're in Africa, okay? They're black. Thank you.
Yeah, just stuff like that. So I feel like representation, it's gonna come up. I think, thank God for Jordan Peele, because right now what he's doing is really good for us. And I know people.
And Ava DuVernay.
Oh, I love
Shout out
that
to her.
woman.
And Shonda Rhimes.
Yeah. And Zendaya. Shout out to her.
Y'all niggas got me hot.